The Dalai Lama said the world will be saved by the Western woman, but many women are struggling to save themselves. Women are 60% more likely than men to suffer from stress, only 39% are getting the sleep they need, and only 33% of women are happy at work, according to the Gallup State of the American Workplace Report. McKinsey, Ernst Young, and others have already shown that companies with more senior female leaders are higher performing, but women are more likely than men to burn out. Executive Development Coach Susan Treadgold is on a mission to change that, equipping working women to move from dissatisfied, stressed, and stalled in their careers to positive, passionate, and powerful. The #1 best-selling author of The High-Performing Woman, Susan says it's never too late for someone to become who they really want to be. And today, Susan is going to show you how you can have greater confidence and double your current energy even if you think you don't have the time. Well, welcome. It's nice to have you today, Susan.
It's great to be here, Mike.
All right, so let's get started and start with, for more than 2 decades, you worked in the investment banking industry. So you've worked with Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch, Citicorp, and at the height of your career, something big happened, very profound. What was it?
Yes, 2008, Lehman's crashed. I was on maternity leave at that time, and I had the miserable task of coming back during my maternity leave to make 80% of my team redundant. And then when I was meant to be returning from maternity leave, it was December 2008, Citigroup's share price had gone from $50 down to $1, and they were offering an enhanced buyout of employees who put their hand up. And I was like, pick me. And so I had the fantastic luck of being able to change my career to do something that I always wanted to do, which was help other people. People don't grow up saying, I want to be an investment banker when I grow up. So that was a huge changing point for me.
All right, so you had this opportunity to create a total reinvention for yourself.
Absolutely.
And then people started coming to you.
That's right.
And asking for the same thing. So now, after working with hundreds of VP, C-level, executive board members who come to you, and they're men and women, but a lot of women are stalled in their careers. And why is that? What is it that you see over and over again?
They lack confidence, they lack energy, executive presence, and oftentimes purpose.
All right, and that's something that you mentioned to me earlier, that women need more purpose than men inside their careers.
Yeah, it's true. Studies have shown that it's more important for women to be creating meaning and having purpose to be happy at work than it is for men.
All right, so now a lot of women don't even know they're burning out until it's too late and then it's over with. So tell me the story about Melanie.
Yeah, Melanie, well, her boss approached me, and she had been recently promoted, and she wasn't making that transition from, producer to manager too well. She was working all hours of the day. She was nearly burnt out. She was really well liked and respected, but not enough people knew who she was. And so I started working with her, and I took her through my energy diagnostic, and I found that one of her main leaks was in communication, the way that she talked about herself to herself and to others. And we found
so no one knew who she was because she didn't know how to talk about herself in a way that promoted her value.
Right. Yeah. No, she cringed at these emails she saw from her male colleagues copying the world, which were, metaphorically thumping their chests saying, look at me. Mm-hmm. And we found a way for her to authentically communicate her successes. And what happened is people started reflecting back to her. So, oh yeah, I heard that, and and you should have heard what this client was saying about her. So her confidence and energy really grew.
All right, and tell me a little bit about this game changer technology that you've developed. You call it your VP6.
Yeah. So, I had another client who had to present regularly to boards, and her name was Tamara. Excuse me, and she was in a total panic. She had to present this new social media strategy to a board, and not only was her content off, the way she was thinking about it, her executive presence, how she was holding herself, it was all off. I don't know if you've ever seen Susan Colantuano's TED Talk, but the missing 30% for a lot of women when they communicate, they're great at leadership, but they often leave out the business, financial, and strategic case for their ideas. And sure enough, with her social media strategy, it was all about what? And we got her to start with the why, the business, financial, and strategic case. So that was the content. And using my game changer methodology, we worked on her body language, her tone, what she was, how she was saying what she was saying. And that didn't just help her with the board meeting, it helps her with all of her career critical events. We helped make them all game changers, the tricky interviews, the client pitches, the tricky year-end appraisals.
All right. Now, I know you also, and when people do that, when you've sent them through your process, it means that they're going to be more effective with the board. They're going to be more likely to be brought in executive opportunities as
Absolutely.
well. So everyone benefits from that. Now, you also worked with another client named Kerry.
Yes.
All right. So tell me that story.
So Kerry, I talked about the importance of creating meaning and purpose. Kerry was stuck with a very unsupportive boss. And she was also feeling like she didn't really have, purpose in what she was doing. And so what we did, I took her through my work passion process, and she came out with her top 5 work passions, and we worked on changing careers, found out what she wanted to do, how she was going to create meaning. She got 2 seemingly equal job offers. And this work passion methodology doesn't just help you create proactively happiness and joy in your everyday life in your career, but it also is a great decision matrix. And she had these 2 job offers, and one of her key passions for her work and career was a supportive boss. And we didn't know who was going to be supportive. These 2 jobs, both bosses look great. So we put it to the test. And she asked the first boss, hey, could I meet your boss? And by the way, I want to be managing director within 2 years. And she said, oh, of course, I expect to be moving on. I want you to take my job. And of course, I'll set you up a meeting with my boss. She'll love you. And that was great. The next one was, managing director. It's a bit tricky, lots of factors. I can't promise anything. And yeah, my boss, he's really busy. He's always traveling, but I'll see what I can do. 2 weeks later, no notice. So, that method, made it very clear what sort of choice she needed to make.
It's really good, really good.
Yeah.
And so let's talk a little bit about your how, because you developed a whole bunch of systems and methodologies over the past.
Lots of tools in my toolkit.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about what you bring to an organization that decides to hire you, or maybe bring you in one-on-one with individuals or groups, or when they bring you in to speak, for example, if you're doing a keynote speech.
Yeah, so I have 3 main areas. Self-awareness is a big one. And we can do that, through passions, through the various passion tests, the psychometrics like Myers-Briggs, anything that's going to grow somebody's self-awareness. And the next area is what I call an energy diagnostic. Everything in life is energy. Communication is energy. The way you communicate with people either gives you energy or takes it away. We all know energy vampires and energy angels. And there's also a lot about health. I have overcome lots of personal health challenges, and I relentlessly read everything I can about health. And I have a lot of science-based science-based hacks and tips that can help people get the most energy that they can. And so we do an energy diagnostic on all the different areas of their work and personal life to get them performing at their high performing women. And then the last way is we put together a personal plan for them.
It's very good. And now, one of the ways that you found very effective to come into an organization is with your 52 Take Action tips that you've turned into a book.
Yes.
And then from there, they're able to take those and adapt that into your systems and your process, and they bring you in.
Absolutely.
So let's talk.
Executives are really busy.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine.
And I've been writing a blog for the last 3.5 years called Take Action Tuesday Tips. And people have loved these bite-sized micro habits that can improve their personal and professional lives. And I was encouraged to turn this into the book with the best 52. So this is where we're starting.
It's a great idea. So where can someone, first of all, get a copy of your book and then find out how they can hire you, bring you inside their organization, bring you in to do a keynote speech, and or work with you individually too?
Well, they can get a free copy of my book if they go to susantreadgold.com.
That's easy enough. All right. Well, very good. And the next step is yours to take. Super easy. Just head on over to susantreadgold.com. There you can get a copy of Susan's book and learn more about how you can work with her too.